Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another banger video. All right, let's just be honest for a second. Warzone Mobile had potential. Not just any potential. I'm talking about serious, top-tier, game-changing potential. This wasn't just another half-baked mobile shooter with clunky controls and unrealistic expectations. No, this was Activision's big entry into the mobile battle royale scene, a proper COD experience, squeezed into your phone. But now that we've spent real time with the game, let's be real. The dream, it's turned into frustration. Let's talk about what's actually going wrong here, not from the perspective of some clueless outsider or a hype-driven trailer. This is coming from actual experience, real gameplay, and the perspective of someone every trick in the book to enjoy the game. And still, here we are, stuck with the same two problems that just refuse to go away: heating and FPS drops. Now, when I say heating, I don't mean your phone gets a little warm after a couple of matches. I mean full-on overheating, like you're trying to cook an egg on the back of your phone. You pick up your device after a match, and it feels like it's been baking under the sun for 3 hours. Doesn't matter if you're playing on a flagship or mid-range, Warzone Mobile finds a way to push every device to the edge. And it's not just uncomfortable, it starts affecting performance. It drains your battery like crazy, and honestly, it makes you not want to open the game at all. And don't even get me started on the FPS drops. The moment you think the game's finally smooth, you jump into a real match, and boom, your frames nosedive faster than a supply drop. 1 second you're running at 60 FPS, next second it drops to 30, then to 15, and you're suddenly in a slideshow instead of a gunfight. You try to turn a corner, your screen stutters, and by the time it recovers, you're already back in the lobby. And here's the most painful part. Even if you slap on an external cooler, these drops don't go away. You could be sitting inside a fridge, and the game would still find a way to lag. This isn't a device issue. It's not about compatibility. iPhone 11 is running this game at 60 FPS when the game's in a good mood. And let me say that again, iPhone 11. That phone came out years ago. It's not some brand new beast. So if the iPhone 11 can handle it, the issue clearly isn't hardware. The problem is optimization. The devs haven't tuned the game properly. They've focused on cramming in features, big maps, flashy visuals, but they forgot the most important thing: stability. Now let's talk about the Android side of things. People keep saying Warzone Mobile is limited by low-end devices, but here's the truth. Those low-end devices barely contributed anything even before they were removed. Almost 45% of the player base was on low-end Android phones, yes, but they weren't playing consistently. Their experience was so bad, most of them dropped off. So removing support didn't really hurt the game. If anything, it gave Activision an excuse to focus on optimization. But did they do it? No, they didn't. And that's the real frustration here. The game could easily pull in 10 million active players just from iPhone users alone. The compatibility is there. The hardware can handle it. But none of that matters if the game keeps breaking itself from the inside. You launch the game hoping for smooth gameplay, and 5 minutes in, you're closing it because your phone feels like it's going to explode. And don't even get me started on the developers, because now we're moving into the part that really pisses off the community. Where is the communication? Where is the patch update? Season 3 is supposed to be here. We've all been waiting, refreshing the store, checking social media, looking for a hint, anything, and nothing. Not even a proper statement. It's like the developer just dropped the update and disappeared into thin air. No tweets, no community posts, no feedback responses, just complete silence. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. You can't just go ghost like that. At least show some presence online. Let us know you're alive. Let us know you're listening. People are out here spamming the comments on every social post. They're tagging devs, writing out full feedback reports, begging for updates. And all they get is silence. Like, bro, if you're gonna act like a ghost, at least haunt us with some patch notes. So now we're just sitting here. A game that had everything going for it. Brand name, iconic maps, gunplay that actually feels decent, and a massive community begging to grind, is basically turning into a waiting simulator. Waiting for patches, waiting for fixes, waiting for the devs to wake up from their deep slumber, and maybe remember they launched a game. Let's not pretend the launch was smooth either. Remember that? The day Warzone Mobile officially dropped worldwide? Bro, that was chaos. People couldn't even log in. Some devices just straight up crashed on startup, and then the lucky ones who could get in, they were treated to stutters, random frame drops, half-rendered textures, audio glitches. Like this was some early beta build, not a final release. And everyone kept saying, oh, just wait for the day one patch. Guess what? We're now deep into the season, and that mythical patch is still missing. Gone. Vanished. Like the developer just clicked upload on the game and dipped. But somehow, someway, despite all of this, the community stuck around. You've got iPhone users genuinely trying to give this game a shot. You've got people buying battle passes, grinding for blueprints, unlocking skins, and trying to have fun. And that's what makes this even more painful. simple. The loyalty is there, the interest is there, but you can't build a strong player base on broken performance and radio silence. That's how you kill a community before it even forms. And this is where we hit a brick wall, because it's not about bugs anymore. Bugs we can tolerate. Bugs can be fixed. But neglect, that's a different beast. When your players are literally running your Twitter replies, your Reddit threads, your YouTube comments, begging for you to acknowledge them, and you still say nothing, that's not just bad community management. That's straight up disrespect. You can't treat your most loyal players like background noise. And you know what makes this worse? There are other games out there doing it right. Apex Legends Mobile, before it got killed off, had insane polish. PUBG Mobile, for all its pay-to-win nonsense, at least runs like butter on most devices. Even third-party knockoffs that don't have a tenth of Warzone's budget are somehow managing to deliver a smoother experience. So how is it that Activision, with all their resources, can't figure out how to optimize their own damn game? And let's not ignore the fact that they've done it before. Call of Duty Mobile exists, it's real, it works, it's smooth, it's popular, it's well maintained. So clearly, Activision knows how to run a mobile shooter, which means Warzone Mobile's mess isn't because of some technical barrier, it's because they didn't prioritize it. That's the only explanation left. They treated it like a side project, something to show off at a shareholders meeting, and then tossed it to the side the second it went live. You can feel it in every part of the game. The UI looks like a placeholder. The menus lag. Half the time, your gun doesn't render properly in the lobby. Audio randomly cuts out mid-fight, and even basic stuff, like controlling your operator, feels like it's being dragged through mud. You swipe right, and your character responds 2 seconds later. That's not mobile optimization. That's input delay from hell, and still, people try. They're out here downloading third-party cooling apps, fiddling with their settings, disabling background apps, trying to squeeze every drop of performance out of their phone, just to get a somewhat playable experience. You've got YouTubers making 20-minute tutorials on how to fix FPS drops, when in reality, nothing works. Because the problem isn't the user, it's the game. It's always been the game. And here's the most frustrating part. You can tell this game could be amazing. When it does work for a few minutes, when the frames are stable, when the ping is under control, man, it hits. The movement feels tight, the gunfights are intense, and that Warzone chaos, the one we loved on PC and console, it's all there. It's buried under all the issues, but it's there. And that's what hurts the most. The foundation is solid. It's the structure that's falling apart. And that's where we're at right now. Warzone Mobile, a game that was supposed to shake up the entire mobile FPS genre, is sitting in this weird limbo where it's almost good, but never quite gets there. Not because it can't, but because the people in charge just aren't doing enough. Heating issues, still there. FPS drops, still brutal. Optimization, non-existent. Communication, missing in action. Devs, ghosted. Updates, delayed. And the players, still here, still waiting, still hoping. And I don't know how much longer that's gonna last, because there's only so many times people can say, just wait for the next patch before it starts sounding like a joke. There's only so many times the community can carry the weight of a game that the developers themselves seem to have abandoned. Eventually, people get tired. They move on, they uninstall, they stop caring, but it doesn't have to end like this. Warzone Mobile has a shot, a real shot. If the devs step up, if they fix the performance, if they actually talk to the players, if they treat this game like it matters, then yeah, this could be the best shooter on mobile. But that window is closing fast. So here's the deal, Activision, either wake up, talk to us, fix the damn game, and give us the experience we were promised, or don't. But don't act surprised when people start leaving. Don't act shocked when the hype dies, because at some point, loyalty turns into burnout. And this community, we've been more than patient. Your move, devs. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, learned something new. And if this helped you out, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Catch you in the next one. Until then, goodbye and take care.